Hey you guys, I'm Peter and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about healing from your past. Before we get started, I want you guys to hit like, comment, and subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you can get all of my updates. Alright, so I wanted to talk about healing from our past, because a lot of us allow our past to creep in and prevent us from our future. Alright, prevent us from obtaining the things that, you know, the universe had designed for us. And so that's why it's so important for us to discuss this topic. Do you believe, like, there are so many people that, you know, still experience things from their past, and, you know, they just can't get past it. I used to be one of those people as well. I mean, sometimes I still notice little fragments of my past, like, creeping up in my in the way I think. You know, I grew up in a home of addicts, right? My mother, she was an alcoholic. She was addicted to alcohol. My uncle, he was addicted to crack cocaine. And I had another uncle that was addicted to alcohol and nicotine. And he actually act worse than everybody, because when he didn't have his nicotine, he would lose his mind. You know, so I grew up in a home filled with addicts, you know. And so I didn't become a drug addict, you know, or anything like that. But I do have addictive behaviors, right? And part of that is because of my upbringing. But my addictive behaviors are like more so is I get my mind fixated on my future, and that's it. And my mind just go on my future, and then I have to bring myself back. I'm like, hold on, Peter, this is your present. You need to focus on this moment right here, because I will get so fixated on my future that I will create, you know, issues for myself. So that's why I wanted to talk about this, because there are so many different things that are, you know, coming up from our past, and sometimes you don't notice it, but sometimes you do. So I want to talk about how to heal from it. So I have my little notepads here, all right, and so I'm gonna just go down line. So we all have that little thing, all right. So only you know what that thing is specific to you. It could be childhood trauma, you know. It could be, you know, anything. It could be, you know, you were abused as a child, you know, child abuse. You know, you could have experienced a horrible relationship, you know, and every relationship thereon, you know, you see this person as the person that you were in the relationship with because you notice red flags, you know. But a lot of what we perceive about other people are based upon the way we think about ourselves, or something internally with ourselves. You know, it's crazy, because a lot of times people will perceive things about people and be like, oh, I don't deal with this person because I don't think that this person likes me. However, the person has never given you a reason to think that they don't like you, but just because they move in a way that you are not comfortable with, then you automatically would assume that they don't like you, type of deal. So we all have that one thing that that stops us from performing. We all have that one thing that continuously reappears in our lives, and you're like, dang, like, why does this thing keep showing up? You know, I thought I was over that. It's not that you're over it, it's that you're burying it, but you're not addressing it. So part of healing from your past would be addressing that thing. So this thing hinders your performance. It ruins your social lives. It makes you not want to go out and do anything with anybody. You know, it stops us from pursuing the things that we really want to do because we got these limited beliefs, because someone in our past told us that we weren't good enough. Someone in our past told us that we weren't, you know, we would never be able to accomplish that. So those things, although they're not in, you know, we're not thinking about them every day, they're still in our subconscious, and we haven't yet healed from those things. So that's another reason why it's very important for you to address those things. So I know you guys know, like, as humans, we naturally want to be happy. We naturally want to feel good. That's why when you look at social media, you know, you'll see everybody all booed up and having a great time. You know, they want to present that happy appearance, but no one shares when they're crying at night because they just can't get over the fact that, you know, Johnny Boo Boo left them for another person. You know, no one posts when, you know, they're dealing with depression or they're dealing with anxiety and they just can't get over, and they don't know why they're so depressed, but they're relating everything that they're experiencing now back to their childhood. You know, no one shows those sad moments. They only want to show the happy moments, and that's because people just like to feel good, right? And so part of you wanting to feel good causes you to just push certain things to the wayside, you know. But again, you have to address, you know, the things that we are, the things that plague us, you know. And so that's the problem. We continue to just push everything down, push everything away, because we gotten so used to just not tackling the situation at all that we just push it away and we're like, all right, it's gone. But it's only gone for now. And some of that could be because, you know, as children, growing up in certain generations, I know the 80s babies and the 70s babies, we weren't allowed to talk about certain things. We weren't allowed to express certain emotions or express certain feelings, especially when it came to telling adults about what was going on with us. And I know in my household, if I told them that I was feeling, you know, sad or angry about something, then they'd be like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. You know, get out of my face. And so then I suppress that emotion. You know, then when I get out here in my adulthood, now I don't know how to interact with people when I'm displeased with something. You know, years ago. I'm not like that anymore, but years ago. You know, so as children, sometimes we're not allowed to express our feelings. And that is why we, you know, have so many difficulties communicating throughout our adulthood. And so another note that I have here. So that whole pushing things down, we push them so far down that we act like they not there. We push the issue so far down that we pretend that they're not there, when actually in every situation, that one feeling is going to continue to reappear and reappear. And the reason why it continues to reappear, because you haven't learned what the universe wanted you to learn from that thing. All right. So if you're always attracting guys and these guys are all turning out not to be nothing, then maybe it's not the guys. Maybe it's the guys that you're choosing. And now you have to look at why you're choosing these guys. What's the root cause of you choosing these guys? And then guys, if you're choosing these women and you're like, dang, these women always, you know, they're always running over me. They're always doing this or they always doing that. Why are you attracting these type of women? What haven't you healed in your past that's causing you to continuously attract these type of people? Or if you're attracting this bad, like every time you go, oh, bad things always happen to me. You're projecting that out in the universe. But why are you projecting that feeling? What caused you to feel like bad things always happen to you? Oh, I think I'm crazy. Who told you that you were crazy, and why is that thought continuously running in your mind? You see what I'm saying? So that's how you know that there's some work that needs to be done. All right. So the first step to healing is acknowledging the issue. All right. If you do not acknowledge the issue, if you just try to, you know, pacify the issue, put a Band-Aid on the leak, eventually the pipe is going to burst. All right. You ever see somebody try to patch something up real quick? You know, I talked about it in several videos ago, doing that surface level cleaning. You know, you're fixing, you're aiding you're taking care of the the surface level issue, but you're not going deep enough to handle the issues that's really causing the problem. And see, when you don't deal with the actual issue, what happens is you tend to manifest, all right? You tend to manifest those issues into your present reality. It can come as those migraines that you're experiencing. You're like, oh my God, I'm always getting a migraine. Well, why are you getting the migraine? So then you give yourself migraine medicine and the migraine temporarily goes away. But then the thought comes back a couple days later, and guess what? Here you are, taking the migraine medicine again versus figuring out why you keep stressing yourself out so much to have these migraines. Or if you're feeling the feeling of depression, right? What you do, you take your psychopharmaceutical drug, and then you feel good for the day. And then as time goes on, guess what? The feeling resurfaces. And here you are again. Instead of addressing the thing that needs healing, here you are again taking these medications, just, kind of putting the situation at bay for now. All right. When people get colds, they go get cough medicine. Why are you getting this cold? What's going on in your body that you're having this cold? Oh, you have a lot of mucus inside your body. How do I detox the mucus? How do I get rid of the mucus? But instead of getting rid of the cause of the cold, you just want to go and take the Alka-Seltzer, or you just want to go and take the cold and flu medicine, so things like that. So addressing the problem. So here it is, when like I said, these things will manifest into physical pain. You have backaches, stomach ache, cramps, feel like you're going through birth, some of you, and a part of the reason why you're having that birth is because you're needing to release something that happened to you, and it's causing you tumultuous physical pain. All right, so definitely acknowledging what it is that's going on. All right, not just saying, oh, I'm gonna be all right as long as this person do this. No, it's never about the person. It's always about you. All right. So when you're experiencing these blockages, or you're experiencing these issues, these things that you need to heal from, right? What I suggest, I'm not saying you have to do it, but what I suggest is, instead of, continually to dwell on that thought in a negative way, think about it in a neutral way. All right? Think about it in a neutral way. So, especially when you're doing your meditations, this is the perfect time. Like mindfulness meditation, it's perfect for when you're going through things that you need to heal. Soul meditation. Some of you guys may be into ancestral healing, soul alignment meditations, things of that nature, but those are the type of meditations, womb meditations for female. Those are the type of meditations that you need to be doing in order to address that thing that you need to heal from. All right. So when you're doing your meditation, instead of, when this feeling comes up, you think about something else. You start doing affirmations in your meditation versus seeing this issue for what it is and dealing with that. Think of yourself outside of that issue and tell that issue, like, hey, I see you, and I'm sorry that you went through this. This is what you're telling your soul, but it's the issue that keeps resurfacing in your soul. And you say, hey, look, I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but that's not your present reality right now. And you need to start looking at that situation for the lesson that you needed to learn in that situation. All right. Don't look at it as, woe is me, my life was jacked up, everybody in my family was addicts, and I can't do any better. Because I did that once upon a time. And guess what? I continue to repeat the same lesson until I finally got the message. I need to heal myself from this. Part of my healing process was to heal myself with my mom. Me and my mom did not have a great relationship. We still don't have a great relationship, but at least I've taken the steps to healing from my mommy issues and taking the steps to let her know, like, hey, Mom, this is why you and I didn't get along growing up. I understand now that was the best that you could do, and I'm hoping to move on from it. But that came through me doing my healing. I was doing a lot of root healing, and I'm telling you, it was painful, right? Because healing is supposed to hurt. I wasn't up in here in the house jumping around, screaming for joy, happy go lucky. No, it hurt. You know why it hurt? Because all these years, over 20 years, I haven't talked to my mother, right? Well, almost 20 years, 18 years, I haven't talked to my mother, right? So 18 years of my life, I have not talked to my mom. And I'm walking around holding this grudge against my mom. My mom living her own best life. She's still going on doing whatever it is that she does, right? But me, I'm still holding this grudge to her because I felt like she could have done better to me as a child, you know, had she not been an alcoholic, had she not been into the scenes that she was in, maybe she could have been a better mother to me like she was for all of her other children, okay? But no, I just took that and I healed from it. And I started to understand that, you know what, my mom comes from this generation of people, right? And this is the best. She did her due diligence. She did the best that she could with what she had in raising me. Because that was the best that she could offer. Because looking back, you know, you got to look at her situation now, you know, so it's a lot of dissecting, a lot of analysis, a lot of putting things into perspective instead of looking at it and, you know, perceiving it the way that you want to perceive it. Don't perceive it negatively, perceive it neutrally. So look at that situation neutrally. Some of you guys had experienced sexual trauma as a child. Think about it. Instead of looking at that trauma, yes, it was a horrible thing that happened to you, right? But now, what did that trauma teach you? What did you learn from that? You don't have to, what did they say, forgive the person that did it. You don't have to forgive that person. You just have to heal from it. You have to be ready to leave that situation where it is. Take the learning lesson from it and continue to move forward. All right. What did you learn from that? Now that you have children, guess what? You're more inclined to not leave your children with people. All right. You're going to be very vigilant of how things transpire for your kids. You're going to be very protective, very watchful of your children. You're going to notice the signs of a predator when they come along. You see what I'm saying? So taking that experience and using that, looking at it in a neutral aspect, acknowledging that it happened. So you didn't say, oh, this didn't happen to me. Forget that. I'm not going to think about it and it's going to go away. No, you didn't do that. You saw what happened to you. You looked at everything in that situation. You took the tools that you needed from that situation. And guess what? You can go on and teach someone else how to deal with that situation. You dealt with a horrible breakup. What happened in that breakup? Why was that breakup that way? What did you do in that relationship that helped assist with that breakup? What did that person do? What did you learn from that? What did you learn from that relationship? Well, you learned this. You learned this. You learned that the way you guys communicate could have possibly been better just because you wanted something to happen that way. I always talk about it, effective communication. If I talk to somebody and I tell them, hey, you know, I was thinking that I really wanted to go and get my nails done today, so I was wondering if you could watch the kids. Hey, just because I want to do something, I did not once say, hey, what you got going on today? I want to see if I could get you to watch the kids so I can go and get my nails done. If my significant other does not accept my expectations, then it's just what I expect. Because when you can expect something, but until the person accepts your expectations, then it's just your expectation. So the other part of that communication is the person accepting their role in what you expect. You see what I'm saying? So once they've accepted it, now you guys have agreed that this person will watch the children while you go and get your nails done. You know, or you may be the type of person that like roses and candy, right? And so you expect your significant other to bring you roses and candy, you know? But guess what? If you can communicate that with your significant other, but if your significant other does not accept that you like roses and candy, you know, then that's where the miscommunication comes in. Same thing. You may expect a woman to cook and clean. This woman may not have been raised to cook and clean. This woman may have been raised to, you know, get out there and garden and pull all this other stuff and you know, hurdle the cow and skin the chicken and pluck the feathers and all of that. So your expectations of this lady to get in the kitchen and cook and clean when she's the farmer, you know, until she accepts that role, it's just a miscommunication, you know? So that's where you gotta, take those bits and pieces from those relationships. What could have happened differently here? And learn from it. When you're doing your meditation, speak to your soul. Your soul will communicate everything to you. Your spirit guides will communicate everything to you. And I want, when you do your mindful meditations, or you do your meditations, or you do your prayers, whatever you want to call this form of soul meditation, mindfulness, whatever you want to call it. All right. When you're doing this, make it intimate to you, right? I know a lot of people get on Google, and they'll Google something, and they'll go to regurgitating these lines that means absolutely nothing to them. All right? The lines that you say to your soul, the words that you speak to your soul, need to resonate with you and your unique issues. All right? Just because you see all these, I am this, I am that, you can do that. That's great. But you need to speak directly to your soul. All right? Not something that you found on Google that someone put in a blog because it was a great idea. It was a great idea for them. It was a great tool for them. They gave you that as a reference point of you being able to go back in and revamp that to make it unique to you. So I'm not saying don't use that, but use it as a template. Don't use it as an identical step-by-step method of instruction for your healing process. No. Make your meditation, your prayer, your affirmations, whatever it is that you're doing, very specific to your healing process. All right. Another part of your healing journey, healing yourself from your past, learning to appreciate that past. All right. Learning to appreciate it. All right. Because you went through that made you who you are right now. You're strong, you're independent, you're doing this, you're doing that. You're able to, you're able to do so many things because of this past. So, yes, it was bad, but look at where you are right now in your life. It assisted with who you are right now. Yeah, there's some things that you need to work on, but it made you who you are at this present point. All right? So just learning to appreciate that. We already talked about the self-talks. And okay. And another point that I want to make, this is probably going to be my last few points actually. Your past was your past. Your future is your future. Neither one of them are the present. And the present is the only thing that's your reality right now. So your past was a concept. Your future is a concept. These are thoughts that you're having, right? Thoughts that you have about your past, thoughts that you have where you want your future to go. They're both concepts. They have not happened yet. All right? So there's no need to send yourself in an emotional, down an emotional roller coaster for something that has already happened and something that has not happened yet. I see a lot of people that I run into talking to me about stuff that hasn't even happened yet, saying, yeah, I messed up. I think I'm end up losing my job behind this, or yeah, I did this. I think he gonna hate me for the rest of my life. You don't know if this person gonna hate you for the rest of your life. You don't even know if you're gonna lose your job. You're speaking some things into your life that hasn't even happened yet. You're not doing something because of what you think may happen. You're not pursuing a dream because you think, because you was raised a certain way, that you don't fit the narrative to do this thing. Now, did it make sense to you when I said it to you? That's how much sense it makes for you to dwell on it. All right. So your past, that was something that happened in your past. It is now a concept. It's your perception of what happened to you. It's no longer relevant for your present. Your future is something that you think may happen or you want to happen. It's no need to stress yourself out about the unknown. Your present is your only reality. All right. So everything else is a concept, and everything else is something that you experience. No need to stress yourself out about it. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you like the content on this page, go ahead and hit like, comment, and subscribe. I really hope that this information help you guys out in some way, and I will talk to you all later.